Next Gen Economy Podcast, accelerating breakthroughs.
The Next Gen Economy Podcast is all about young people making waves in business and innovation. We interview some of the most inspiring changemakers out there who are developing creative solutions to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. If you're looking for a dose of inspiration and some practical tips on how to make a difference in the world, this is the show for you. The Next Gen Economy Podcast is brought to you by ExO Angels and sponsored by Island 17, Dream Tank, ExO Economy, and Futureville. Visit us at nextgen-economy.com.
Salim, heard a bunch of stuff here. Really be curious if you have any burning question to ask the panel at this point. Anything on your mind?
It's a question on what problem do you get most excited about leveraging the metaverse, leveraging cryptocurrencies? What global SDG do you think we can attack the best?
I'll take that. Actually, gender equality. If all we did was focus on gender equality and really look at the subconscious and unconscious biases that drive our decisions every day to create platforms, events, and so on that women don't show up at, looking really, really deep and innovating around really understanding how can we bring more gender equality in every area of society. And I was at an event on International Women's Day at the United Nations in 2018, and a group that was really attacking the SDG 5, gender equality and reduce inequalities, did say if that was they did some research and they compiled this statement. So, which is if we only focused on gender equality, then all the other sustainable development goals would be solved.
Very interesting. We've got time for one more response, and then we'll have to start to wind down the panel. I'm sorry to say, we could probably talk for hours and hours. There are many things to discuss. Would anybody like to share or ask a question or give a word of advice? Whatever is on your mind. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in here. This is like a very profound energy that I like to bring into the space, and I just come full force with it. Whoever I meet, and this is where all my creativity comes from, and it's really inspiring me and brought me and Heidi together and allowed me to plug into this space. So I'm going to express it here. Is when I was young, when I was 17, I actually passed away in a car accident. Went to the other side, and I remember certain things of not even being human, but being fully multidimensional, and what it's like to work in what otherwise felt like a very digital space to me, but also very organic. So I think what we're coming out of that experience, and what I see in the game engines, and what I see is the first time I put a VR headset on, I had like a flashback to that moment, and I remember not being in a body. So I think it's really cool and impactful that we can plug into this infinite imagination and consciousness that we all share together as humans. And I think what we're doing is subconsciously, we're going to get to that realization that we can operate in such a bigger and more beautiful bandwidth than what we are now. And that's just part of the journey of going home and getting there. So I always like to enlighten people with like, hey, there's a lot more going on both sides in being human and non-human. So we can bring a lot to the table, and the journey is just beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
One of my favorite observations over the years was if you took the spectrum of light from X-rays to microwaves, et cetera, and stretched that across the width of the U.S., what we perceive as human beings is 2 feet.
Totally.
Out of that, that's how much we see of what's actually going on.
That is so true, and we're made of light. The word human, man of hue. And don't forget the woman. So and Heidi's right. Is as we tap back more into that that balance of feminine and masculine in all the things we do, technology and in life, all the verticals of business and personal life. Like, that's the balance. That's where like true creativity comes from, and we'll solve a lot of our problems that are on the planet right now.
I love it. Well, thank you all. Unfortunately, we're just out of time. Heidi, Aditya, Kyle, Julian, thank you so much for your time today. Salim, thank you for showing up and co-hosting with me again. This was the 13th one of these, 14th, I forgot, I'm sorry. It's been a lot. We've done these over and over, and it's been quite a journey. And it was just a real pleasure to have all of you here today. So thank you for that. And
I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you and the ExO economy for supporting youth ideas and youth innovation. And I didn't get quite to answer the challenge question, but I will say that when people stick by you, even when there's mistakes and messes, which is really for innovation. And I'm really grateful for the investments you've made in helping us. And we're excited to explore further how we can create what Salim says and what a lot of the actual kids say in Dream Tank, which is we're basically building a better federation for the world.
What was it your dad said, Salim, we have to do? I love that. Your dad said.
I was talking about, I did a talk called Fixing Civilization, and in one of my late night philosophical meeting of life sessions, he goes, I totally disagree with your talk. And somebody goes, so I said, do you not think we need to fix civilization? He goes, yeah, of course we do. The problem is we're not civilized. We've not civilized the world. We've materialized the world. We now have to do the work. And it's like wisdom of the elders, boom.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
Totally.
We got to civilize civilization before we can fix it.
Yoda talk right there.
Yes. You can put that essence as some of the guides in
game.
Well, you're very welcome, Heidi. It's been a pleasure since the moment we met, and I can't wait to see what we all get to do next. And we're very much in support of Island 17, Dream Tank, and all the different things that you're all doing. So please keep us.
Massive shout out for Nikki.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm about to pass this whole thing.
Give a standing ovation for Nikki.
Exactly.
Everyone in the ExO community. She is amazing.
Well, what Nikki is
nature
when I first met Nikki, I said, Nikki, you're gonna have to figure out different ways of doing things, and you might need be used to around here. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. And now she's like, oh my God, I didn't know that's what you were saying. But okay. But she's been doing it, and it's been wonderful, Nikki. So thank you for helping us put all this together today. I'm going to turn the whole show back over to you. We're all going to get dumped backstage so you can wind us down and take us out on time.
All right. Thank you, everybody. It was so wonderful to have you. I have wonderful clips that we're going to clip and send around, repurpose all of this brilliance that was shared today. And I want to thank the team behind the scenes. So Jill, Kevin, you bailed us out again. Thank you. There's always stuff going on in the background that people don't get enough credit for. And I really appreciate the team. We have our ExO's angels, and we basically have people in the background making all of this happen. So let's play the game. 30 Doubling Challenge is live for 6 weeks. We will be adding new challenges every single week, every few days, as a matter of fact. So thank you so much. I appreciate your being here. Town Hall number 13 out. Be exponential.
The Next Gen Economy podcast is brought to you by ExO Angels and sponsored by Island 17, Dream Tank, ExO Economy, and Futureville. Visit us at nextgen-economy.com.
Next Gen Economy Podcast, accelerating breakthroughs.